All right, guys, I would like to go over in this webinar the big three features of 2017. We've worked on a lot of amazing stuff in late 2016. We just released these features, and I did a brief kind of introduction of these features, but now I really want to get in depth because of the fact we've had an overwhelming response about how much people love it, but want to see a little more of the mechanics. So we'll get into that in this webinar. All right, so I have a fully loaded agenda. So this is the January 2017 release of StocksToTrade. I mean, it is exciting. It's amazing. We have really kind of in a year gone from, a huge to-do list, great ambitions, all these things we want to accomplish, and then really executed in them. I have never seen any software project progress this quickly. I mean, I was back in the day, feel free to Google me. I mean, I owned a software company. I owned an IT services company. We did a lot of web development. We did a lot of application development. And I never saw a project move along as quickly as we have with StocksToTrade. I mean, there are times when I get an email from a user and with an idea or with an enhancement or even a little fix, say it's a cosmetic little thing here or there, and we have such a rapid development team that those things are in that release the next week, maybe the next 2 weeks, but always rapidly changing and advancing. It's so cool to be involved in this project. Going back almost a year and a half ago when I was approached, I was like, man, I've always wanted a day trading platform, a trading platform that was, changing, advancing, would bring in the hot thing of the day, whether that be, low float stocks are hot right now, or whether that be, any other trend, sympathy plays, how to screen for stocks, Twitter integration, all these things we've done that other trading platforms would either never do, or by the time they implemented these features, the market had moved on and it wasn't hot. So that's what's great about what we've managed to accomplish is the constant evolution every day. And one of the things we say at StocksToTrade is we're never done. Okay, we're never going to sit here like some of our competitors and look back in a year and say, well, that release was good enough. We had enough features. We'll just kind of keep going with what we're doing and keep it the same. We change, evolve literally every day. So, it was kind of long and drawn out. Want to go through the big three features we have. So what those are, a lot of time in the works, but paper trading, Twitter integration, which is something that is amazing and nobody else has. There's different implementations, kludgy, clunky, pulling from different websites. But one thing we've done is the full Twitter feed. We get every cash tag in our feed and filterable. That's what's great. I mean, obviously, you can go to Twitter and type in a cash tag and see all the nonsense. But what we have now is a set of filters that allow you to break that down into relevant stuff in many different ways, which I will show you, as well as filter by your ticker. Sure, you can go to twitter.com, search by the cash tag, your back and forth tabs, over to your trading platform. We have buy stock in your trading platform. So if you're trading, something relevant today was URRE or CENX, I can type that ticker in. I got the chart. I've got my level 2. I got my news. I've got my order box. And I have Twitter feed just on that ticker. So what I love about that is if I'm dialed in, if I have a position in a specific ticker, I can only see tweets on that ticker. So very slick. And we'll get into that more in a minute. As well as the last big feature we have is Stock Oracle. Okay. This is a stock prediction algorithm and a watch list builder. So a lot of us, me included, short on time. We want to trade, we want to participate in the markets, but we don't necessarily have an hour, 2 hours, multiple hours to screen for stocks, even though StocksToTrade offers that. But we don't have the time to sit there and look for the most active stocks of the day, look for stocks with volume, look for stocks approaching support and resistance levels. So, you don't have to screen, draw lines, look for news, do all these things, because Stock Oracle will build you a watch list each day and give you potential entries and exits. Okay, does that mean it just hands you trades and you'll make $1 million in a day? No, we're never saying that Oracle can do anything like that. But can it shorten your prep time, especially in pre-market, and we'll get into that, and as well as building plans? So if I am presented a list of stocks, how do I approach them? Do I long or short them? Obviously, there's two sides to each trade. Somebody's buying, somebody's selling, somebody's bullish, somebody's bearish. And at what level do I short them or buy them? So that is what's great about Oracle, and we'll get into that coming soon, in this webinar. But what's great about it is it lets you set up and track the most active stocks of the day, approaching support and resistance levels, with news, with a bunch of black box magic in the background. So those are the three things: paper trading, Twitter integration, and Oracle. So let's start getting into the nitty gritty. Paper trading. Why is paper trading valuable? First of all, paper trading is great because, especially if I look back at myself, early 2000s. You can look up my bio, but I'd always been interested in trading and finance. I've told the story a million times about looking at tickers in elementary school when my dad would bring home the newspaper. I know that dates me, but there was no internet back then. And I'd look at the newspaper to see the latest tickers of the day. I was from Michigan, still am, so I'd follow, the automobile companies, whether it be GM or Ford. I'd always follow IBM because it was like the highest price stock. And it always interested me to follow the charts and follow finance. But obviously I wasn't trading or even aspiring to trading at that age. But as I grew up and started getting more and more involved in finance in high school and into college, and had a couple $100 to try and trade with, there was no tools back then to actually see, okay, going back to fourth grade, I believe in IBM, or I believe in GM, or I believe in Apple. I was always an Apple. I'm old school. I had an Apple II, an Apple IIGS. I had some of the early Macs. So as trendy as Apples are now, I'm old school back in the 80s. But you could never actually see if, okay, I believe in this company, and Warren Buffett tells me, buy stocks I believe in, or I read a lot of books, I'd buy a book, and they'd say, well, if you believe in this stock and you buy the stock yourself, go to the stores, see if the stock is selling. So I believe in it. Now what do I do? Okay, do I write it down? Do I use a spreadsheet? Okay, how do I actually figure out if the stock I like is going up? And whether it's an investment or a day trade or a swing trade, no matter what your timeline is, it's difficult to actually do the mechanics and actually get your hands dirty, okay? It's one thing to watch a bunch of videos about building a house, but it's a whole nother thing to actually swing a hammer. So what paper trading does is, especially if you've been investing or even been trading, maybe you've been trading stocks, blue chip stocks like an Apple or a Microsoft or a Tesla, and now you've seen the volatility in penny stocks, and that's interesting to you because obviously penny stocks are a great way to make 20% gains, 30% gains in days versus weeks, months, years or even longer. Okay, it's one thing to say, I believe in this blue chip stock, and I'm going to hold it for 10 years and make 30%. Well, me, I'm not that patient. And number two, it's just, it drives me nuts to watch the same tickers all day long. So I've always, going back 10 years, traded volatile stocks, and I think that is interesting to a lot of you, but they're scary. Okay, the stock goes up 50%, it drops 20%, goes up 100%, drops 20%. How do you actually execute on those trades? That's what is great about paper trading. So, in StocksToTrade, we have a full paper trading module, which is slick because it's built in to the broker integration, which is coming soon. But it is, in essence, full real-time data. Okay, so it's not like some other paper trading modules or websites or whatever that don't give you real-time data. I mean, this is true real-time. Every tick is true. So the platform matches your orders up with real orders. So, I mean, obviously, if you're buying 1 million shares of a stock, it would influence the price of the stock and push it up. But what's great about StocksToTrade and our real-time data feed is if you have an order of $1 million and there are enough prints to fill that order, you will get executed. Is it exact? Because of the fact that you're, if you were an iceberg, quote unquote iceberg, and bringing in huge order flow to the market, would it influence the market? Yes. So that is the one thing lacking from paper trading. But will you be executed on actual fills, actual prices? Yes. So what we have is an account module where you can track your multiple accounts. So I can have, what I like about this, and I've dabbled with it a little bit, is I can have, say, a long bias account and a short bias account and a swing account or an investment account. So you can actually, as you're dabbling in all these new strategies, you can have different accounts based on the strategy and track your progress based on it. Maybe you think you're a great swing trader and you're actually a better day trader. Maybe you think you're great at buying stocks, but then you find out that you're losing about a bunch of money buying momentum stocks, and you're actually much better at short selling. So what you can do is add unlimited accounts based on the strategy, and then as I go to execute an order, so let me get there. So CENX is an interesting ticker to me. Traded it today. So now I can look at this ticker, and then when I go to trade it, I now have a order box, which let me expand this to show it. Whoops. So now I have an order box with the selection of multiple accounts. So maybe this is my long bias account, maybe this is my short bias account, maybe this is my investment account, and so on. And then I can assign the amount of equity that I want to attribute to this account. So being real, which is what I recommend, especially if you're dabbling in the markets, you're just getting your feet wet. I say if you have $5,000 that you're looking to trade with, then set yourself to a $5,000 account in StocksToTrade and actually see if you can succeed and actually see if you're progressing. So if you have a $5,000 account, or maybe you have $5,000 that you're looking to trade, create a paper trading in STT account, set it to $5,000, enforce the pattern day trader restrictions, which we have. You can either turn it on or off, and if you're not familiar with the pattern day trader rule, it is a rule enforced by the government, by the SEC, that restricts you to the number of trades you can make per week. You can Google it. I won't get too much of it in here, but just know that you can enforce those restrictions on yourself so that then you're truly trading. So I actually suggest, if you've got a $5,000 account, you're hot to trade, get StocksToTrade, create that account, put those pattern day trader restrictions on yourself, and trade from that account and see if you turn 5,000 into 6,000, 7,000, 10,000, or if you turn 5,000 into 2,000, 3,000, 1,000. Okay, I would much rather see you simulate $1,000, $2,000 in losses versus actually trade for those losses. So many guys want to rush in the markets. They see the big gains on Twitter. They see the potential. I mean, there is unlimited potential in the stock market. That is the beauty. Double-edged sword, okay? There's no more applicable analogy of the double-edged sword than the stock market. As much as your gains are potentially unlimited, your losses are just as extreme, okay? So if you come in with a small account, you can lose half your account, 2/3 of your account. You can lose all of your account in one day. So that's why I love the paper trading module. You're hot to trot, you're ready to go today, tomorrow, whenever. You can start executing trades with this and actually see what happens. So you can, you see I've got multiple accounts. I've got my equity. I've got a position in CENX. I can buy, sell, my position size, as well as limit, market, and stop orders. And then one thing I think I really like that we've done is you can actually execute on the bid and the ask, and then as well as the midpoint. So it's nice. I can actually, if I just want out of this stock, okay, I think CENX just is not working, I can hit the bid, hit submit, and in theory, I will immediately, as long as it's a liquid stock, I'll immediately be filled at that price. I can then see what my order value is, number of shares, obviously, and then cash after trade. So right now, CENX, I bought this into the close this afternoon. I'm up $160, but this is a swing trade. We've talked about this swing trade in StocksToTrade Pro as a potential for, I think, about 10 days now. I've avoided the stock, even though I keep talking about it as a potential swing. We actually located it. Let me bring up the chart here. In the, I'm thinking 13s maybe. Whoops, let me get a daily chart. Or no, yeah, basically the breakout at 1070 in StocksToTrade Pro. We've been talking about this stock. I have not traded it up until today. It's very overextended. It's very high, but look at it, everyday green. And again, we located it early in this run. If you're curious about StocksToTrade Pro, that is a mentorship program where I kind of give my 10 years of trading experience every market open. So at 9 a.m., I start live streaming all of the trade plans. We're looking at the most active stocks of the day. We're looking at the most potential profitable plays of the day. We write trade plans, detail it all out, live streamed. You see my screen. You've got direct chat access to me. It's all archived to watch later. Exciting stuff, as well as we come back at 3:30 in the afternoon and we start looking at potential trades into the close. So what's great about that is if it's something that, again, if you're under the pattern day trader rule, if you're looking to buy or short stocks into the close so that then you can hold them overnight and not use your pattern day trades, we do that every day at 3:30. So I'm here every day, market open, market close, going over these types of trades, detailing them all in StocksToTrade, giving potential entries and exits, as well as twice weekly we are doing strategy sessions where, kind of like what I'm doing here, we talk about the mechanics of trading, we talk about new features of StocksToTrade, we go over how to address trading in general. So every market open, every market close, as well as two strategy sessions a week. On top of that, every day I post a daily watch list. So if you're interested in that, email pro@StocksToTrade. Back to paper trading. So as you know, so you've got your order box. Once you enter trades, we have full tracking with actually a bunch of analytics coming, but you can see your executed orders, your trades on the day, obviously the summary, and then open positions overnight. So what you can see is that I've got a buy order pending on GoPro. It never actually filled me. So actually, I'm actually glad I brought this up. I can cancel that. So it is true broker, or not true broker integration, that is coming soon. It's just like trading with a live broker. You've got everything. You've got your orders, you got your trades on the day, your summary, your open positions, everything that's happening on the day is detailed there. You can see whether you're long, whether you're short, what your net position is. It is exactly like trading with zero risk. So the best part is, back to what I started with, everybody wants to rush in. So many guys lose a bunch of money because they get too impulsive. They rush into trades. The trades don't work. They get frustrated. They give up. When people talk about 90% of traders failing, I really feel like 90% of the 90% that fail are the guys that don't test stuff. They don't see if they're better at longs or if they're better at shorts. So many guys want to rush in and say, man, I love shorting stocks. They short, they blow up. When they don't look back and see that actually they're better at going long. They're better at buying stocks. But maybe they see guys on Twitter that influence them, make them think that shorting is awesome, or vice versa. Maybe they see a lot of guys on Twitter, a lot of guys on social, a lot of guys in forums will quote unquote pump stocks, get all excited about these momentum stocks, get you excited about those stocks, and then you invariably buy the top. You buy the top, you buy the top, and you buy the top over and over again. And next thing you know, you sell. Your account's half what it used to be, and you're like, this trading stuff doesn't work. Okay? Where, meanwhile, if you had tested those things, you would find out, oh, geez, my paper trading account is half where it was by buying these momentum stocks. I need to quit doing that, okay? And I would much rather see you do that with a paper trading account than do it with your real account. I mean, everybody works hard for their money. It's not easy to make $1 in today's day and age. And unless you're a trust fund, baby, I don't want you blowing away all of your money based on the fact that you thought you were a good short seller, or you thought you were a good momentum buyer, or you thought you were a swing seller. So it's great that we have this tool now, and not only do we have the order box, direct on the chart like I showed you. Whoops, let me bring up a different one. CNX. Let me drop some stuff out of here. Everything in StocksToTrade is widget based, so it's nice. So now I've got my order box right here. So I'm long this stock at 1580. I can sit here and watch every tick. I mean, I got rid of the level 2 in the time of sales so that I could show you the order box, and now I am ready to buy or sell. So if this stock tomorrow breaks out to that new 1630 level, I'm looking to buy, add to my position for a continued move. Otherwise, it doesn't work. It starts fading tomorrow. I can sell right from here. Again, if I want out fast, I can sell on the bid. If I'm aggressive and want to add tomorrow, I can buy on the ask. And then the nice thing is, if we got the last printed price here, all the math is done. And again, you can choose multiple accounts. Once we have broker integration, same thing. If you've got an E-Trade account or an Interactive Brokers account, which will be the first two we're going to work with, maybe one account is your long account, one of your other account is your short account. You can bop back and forth all from here. The other nice thing is we have a order box on the sidebar, which is kind of the condensed, kind of the summary version. So we've got basically the last price. We've abbreviated a lot of stuff here. So you've got your last price, your bid, your middle, and your ask. So these are linked up to the active chart. So if I'm going to Apple, just as a random ticker, you can see the price is reflected in my sidebar widget. So if I want to buy at the ask, I can hit submit. That will obviously, well, assuming the stock is printing, I'm recording this after hours, I will get filled immediately because I'm buying on the ask. Otherwise, I want out, I want to sell, I can hit on the bid, hit sell, submit. That executes an order on the bid, gets me out immediately. Maybe it's a wider spread stock. I can hit the midpoint. So I'm looking to kind of edge into this trade, maybe kind of add to a winner type thing. The bid ask is a little wide. I can hit the midpoint and say I want to buy, hit submit. That will then execute my order on the middle point of the spread. And then otherwise, if I want to hit the last price, so that won't necessarily fill me right away. But if I'm thinking I want to buy on the last print, I can hit the last button, hit buy, enters my order on that price. Next, we've got a few nice kind of little visibility things. So we've got the equity, total P&L, position size, and position value in the sidebar, kind of just a mirror of what we got here, as well as, the order preview. So if I am sitting here getting ready to enter this order, so I'm buying, 1,000 shares of Apple, it shows me that, what my position size is, $119,000. And then shows me obviously what my account would be after that. So it's nice, again, if you're quickly entering orders, you can see the preview. Now myself, I'm old school. I like to see the preview. So I have this box pop up if I'm executing orders, especially if it's real money. A lot of day traders don't necessarily do it, but me personally, I want to see it all laid out. So I see my account, I'm buying it, I see the ticker, I see the size, and I see the price, and then I hit yes or no, depending on if I want to go with it. But you can shut that dialog box off. If I hit that ticker, when I hit submit, boom, I'm in. So it's a nice thing for rapid fills. I mean, if I want to buy on the ask and submit, boom. I don't have to key in any prices. I don't advise this, but basically it's unlike a market order, okay, which we have market orders and stop orders, but unlike a market order, it isn't saying fill me at any price, but it's saying fill me on the ask right now. And ideally, it's looking at the current ask price, submitting that order, and I get filled at that point. So it's nice that I can see this. So again, if I go, say I want to change my position size, change my price, whatever, I can sit here and play with this and notice the value of the trade is reflected based on whether I'm buying on the bid or the ask, and based on whether it's based on my position size. So if I'm looking to rapid fire 700 shares, the math is updated real time. I hit submit. If I have my confirm box off, it executes that order immediately. So great. Again, if you're looking to trade, paper trade, momentum stocks, and you want something, a big ripper, this thing's moving, I want in now, boom, 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 you can use these tools to get into the trade quickly. Then the nice thing is you see your real-time P&L, your position value, and your position size. So you can then actually track and see if it works, okay? If I'm biased long, did it work? Did my strategy work? If I'm shorting a bunch of crazy running stocks, am I picking good entries? It's one thing to write it down in a notepad or write it down in a spreadsheet versus actually executing the orders. One thing I talk about a lot in StocksToTrade StocksToTrade Pro is not chasing stocks. Let the order come to you. Okay, if you want to buy a momentum stock that's ripping to the upside, let it come to you. Let it fill you. Or you're shorting a stock that's breaking down and you want to enter on perks. Actually enter that order. See if you get filled and actually do the mechanics. It's one thing to sit here and say, okay, I bought Apple at $119.95. Well, there's a difference between scribbling that down or putting it in a spreadsheet and actually entering the order, waiting to get filled, and seeing the execution with actual profit and loss. So it's great to get the mechanics down, especially if you haven't traded or you're scared of these momentum stocks. So great stuff. Really excited about it, and I think it's an awesome tool. We've had a bunch of great input from everybody that love it when it comes to actual mechanics of trading. So next is, and feel free, always email me, guys. Open to any input. We're changing, evolving every week on this stuff. So next is the Twitter integration. This is, I love it because this is something I had asked. I had wanted this years ago. Really, once I got active in the markets, 2008, really, especially 2009, Twitter was really driving stocks and moving stocks, and it's great for idea generation. It's great to kind of flesh out your ideas. I mean, if you're thinking, okay, this is a stock I'm interested in, what is everybody else thinking? What is the herd thinking? What is the latest news? Okay, StocksToTrade has a built-in news filter, but sometimes news gets posted to some weird website, and the big sites don't have it right away. So how do you find these things? You can sit there and try and dig through Twitter and search for cash tags and look for all these things, or hope the guys you follow post tickers that you're interested in. But what's great about the integration we built in is it makes you self-sufficient, and then you're not looking to scrape all this data from guys you follow. Hope some trader you respect retweets something. You can now do all of that due diligence on your own. So we've got several things. Let me clean up a little bit, get some of the stuff out of the way. We have a what I call a full fire hose of Twitter information. Let me just get back out of some of this stuff here. So under the custom Twitter screener, we can now bring this up. And if you are a cyborg and think you can catch everything, if you go to a Twitter screener, you'll see, I mean, it's boom, boom, boom. Everything happens. What this is doing is this is bringing in every cash tag. So what's a cash tag? It's a dollar sign and then a ticker. So if you're unfamiliar with cash tags or finance Twitter, you can Google it. But just know that there's a methodology on Twitter to post the stock tickers you're interested in with a leading dollar sign. So we are looking for everything that is coming in. So here is a ticker that I am interested in. I can watch this whole feed, and with one click, I now see a stock that's in the Twitter feed that is interesting to me. I know POT, Potash Company. I've traded it in the past. I knew it was up today. Now with one click, I mean, you saw that tweet. It was kind of a rah-rah tweet. I'm not saying there was value there. But if I see people tweeting about a stock I'm interested in that I've traded in the past, you see one click. I got the chart, I got the level 2, I got the news, I got the SEC filings. I've got everything that StocksToTrade offers me with one click. And that's what I love about it. So if I'm sitting here and I'm hoping for some trades, hoping for something interesting, I can sit here and watch this entire feed. Every cash tag. Now it's overwhelming. I don't recommend this unless you're, again, some sort of robot or Android and can actually track all these. But it's all there. Now, what I love, this is what I had wanted for basically years, going back to getting on Twitter, tracking cash tags, and looking for is filters. Okay, so it's one thing if I've got a bunch of random Twitter stuff. This guy's posting $100 bills. Okay, how does that help me? Probably doesn't. I want stuff that is interesting to me. So number one, I can filter by basically technicals. So I am, and you know what I focus on. I love momentum stocks. I like big movers. So I typically focus on low price stocks that are up big on the day. So what's great about this, one click, I can look for stocks from 1 to 20 that are up 10% on the day. There's a lot more criteria. You got float, you got number of trades, dollar volume, price to earnings, average volume, bunch of stuff here. But just for simplicity's sake, I want to see $1 to 20 stocks because I know those are the ones that run and that are up 10% on the day. So this doesn't filter the stock list down, but what this does is it only showing me the tickers that I am interested in based on those filters. And you can see CENX, this guy is mentioning. Going to be hard to sleep, okay? I'm looking for other ones in play today. CENX, another reference. CENX, another reference. So what that's showing me is the stock I was interested in is in play. Now, Twitter is a lot of noise. There's a lot going on there. But the beauty of it is, if I'm, say, here in the pre-market or going in the market close, and I've got a small account, I don't care what people are saying about Apple or Berkshire Hathaway or IBM or whatever these companies are. I only care and I only want to see the stocks that are within my range that I could potentially trade. So the beauty of it is the filters. That way it isolates it to the ones in my range. If I got a couple $1,000 account, I don't care about $200 stocks. I don't care about $100 stocks. I don't care about $20 stocks. If I get a couple $1,000 account, I want to see stocks that are 10 cents, 15 cents, 50 cents, maybe $1. So all that noise means nothing to me. So if you're looking to possibly maybe buy a promotion or short a promotion or whatever, you can see that quickly based on the fact that you can filter it down to the stocks you want to see. The other nice part is if that is maybe casting too wide of a net, or I see a hot trend, maybe Ebola or marijuana or some of these other trends, I can actually search by keyword. So now I can go in and say, I'm just using CNX because obviously I have a position, but I can type any term in here and see the stocks. Now remember, I'm filtered by 1 to 20 and up 10%. So that term is only going to show me those tickers. So say I don't know anything about CENX. Let's search for aluminum. See if I can spell it right. So now all the stocks between 1 and 20% that are mentioning aluminum in the tweets are in my feed, real-time updating. So maybe aluminum is hot for whatever reason, or that's Ebola, or it's marijuana, or it's Trump, or it's some other term. I now only get the tweets related to the stocks from 1 to 20, up 10% on the day that are mentioning aluminum. Okay? Random example, but I hope you can see the power of that to drill down and really just get the stuff that matters. Like any social network, 90% of it's noise. 99% is probably noise. I want the stuff that actually matters, that's going to make me money, okay? I don't care if somebody's tweeting about the Kardashians or Caitlyn Jenner or any of this noise, and you'll see all that. And I also don't care if they're tweeting about $500 stocks. That's not the kind of stuff I want to change or I want to see. I want to see stocks that are moving, that are in my price range, that are in the hot sector. So whether that be aluminum or Ebola or body cams or oil or whatever that term is. I mean, a good example. So let's look for oil, see if we get anything. So, good example. So now there's no tweets from 1 to 20 up 10% on the day that are mentioning oil. That was just a random thing that came to my mind. So I can sit here and go through over and over again searching for terms. Cancer. Nothing. What's hot? Trump. Boom. Okay. UEC. Let's take a look. Very nice. Okay. I nailed it. I got lucky. I didn't know anything about UEC, but this is a stock, and I love it. That's what's so great about this is, you see, UEC is from $1 to $20. It's up more than 10% on the day, and there are tweets about Trump. So I'm just a random example, but you can see the power of that and how that can be great with locating sympathy plays and locating the next hot plays of the day. Awesome stuff, man. And we got more coming, trust me. This is just version 1 of the Twitter integration, but I love it because as valuable as Twitter is, there's so much noise there, but man, you see how giddy I get by UEC is legit a stock in play. It's uranium, it's up on the day, it's nuclear related. These stocks have been hot. It's got volume, very, very interesting to me. So fun to locate that stuff. So obviously you got to do your due diligence. It's not like I'm just going to automatically buy UEC because it showed up on my Twitter feed, but it's exciting to be able to locate these just like that. Next, the neat thing is, and I'll expand this to show you, on top of the news, SEC filings, the technical events, the profile with a clickable map, as well as direct access to the web page. So what I love about this, basically replacing all these finance web pages. I can go to the web page real quickly. I can see what they do. I can see what industry they're in. All of this stuff, all in tabs. I can then get a quick snapshot of their valuation, their finances, their short ratio, the float, all of this. As you see, I'm keep clicking through, kind of rushing through a little bit to get to the Twitter feed. But the nice thing is I'm not going to all these different finance places to see if they're making money, what their EBITDA is, what their last split was, what their 52-week high is. Another nice thing, very nice, UEC, I'm getting more and more intrigued. You can see it's at the 52-week high. So 179 is the 52-week high. It printed 180 after hours. It's uranium. It's got a strong chart. I'm interested in UEC. I've got my eye on it. So nice thing, all in one spot. Order box if I want to buy or sell. Then the related tab. So the nice thing about the related tab is this is showing us all of the stocks in the same industry as UEC. So basic materials and mining, and then industrial metals. So, and then I can sort by percentage change as well as volume. So, obviously if you inverse sort, here's a bunch of zero volume stocks, okay? Doesn't matter if these guys are in the same industry as UEC if they have no volume. I can sort by percentage change, okay? Something down 90% on the day, I'm not interested in buying. Something that is up 250% on the day, I'm interested in, even though, there's no volume, bad example. But I can scroll down and I can start seeing, okay, what are the big stocks up on the day that are in the same market or the same sector, as UEC. So maybe those, if I feel like I missed the move on UEC, I can locate sympathy plays based on the related tab. Now, finally on to Twitter. Now, what's nice about this is it shows me only the tweets with the UEC cash tag, okay? So where I use this a lot is if I'm in a trade. So I've decided now, okay, UEC is interesting to me. I decided to buy it. I'm in. I think this thing can run through 2. It can keep on going. because it's in a hot sector. It's a 52-week breakout. It's got a strong chart. There's a lot of things that are interesting to me. So say I buy this thing, I'm now long. What I love about what StocksToTrade offers is I can only get the tweets on UEC. Myself, I'm an aggressive day trader. I normally have 1 to 2 positions max, usually 1 max. So if I'm in UEC, I want to know everything about UEC. So I've got the news feed, I got my SEC filings, and I got the Twitter feed. So what's great is I buy this thing, I think it can run. I'm laser focused on just the Twitter feed in my platform. So now if everything's positive, this thing rips, I'm excited. I'm going to take my profits on UEC. Watch. 1 click, I can now go to that ticker. Boom. Whoops. If I could hit it with my mouse. Whoops. That was kind of uneventful. I am clicking wrong. You guys, there. Okay, so 1 click. I don't know. I got a little click happy there. Sorry. So I can now see with 1 click, get that chart, the stock chart, as well as the level 2, as well as everything. 1 click, back and forth Twitter feed. You now see I've got it here. Very slick. If some bad news comes out, maybe I want to exit. If some good news comes out, maybe I want to add to my position. It's all there in one spot. So between the filters of the fire hose looking for potential plays, exciting stuff, and then doubly, I just love, because what I would do in the past, I'd sit there, I'd have my trading platform, and I'd have TweetDeck, or I'd have Twitter.com, and I'm sitting there going back and forth, back and forth. Now, I mean, if another tweet comes in, you'll see it real time. I mean, again, we're after hours here, but if it comes in, I see it instantly, real time, and I can then trade my or base my exits or my ads based on that. So if it's positive news, I'm adding to my position because, man, I think UEC can keep on going. Or I see somebody say, UEC has this bad news, and maybe I'm up, 10%. I say, you know what? I don't have time to verify the news, but I'm going to exit based on the fact that there is negative news on Twitter. So it just makes it so slick all in one spot. And, in closing, just know we're constantly improving. It's always getting better and evolving. We've got amazing new filters coming. I'm not supposed to talk about it, but we're going to be able to filter by basically by user. You'll be able to build multiple lists. So if you have a trusted list of traders, say these are the guys that are the best traders out there, you'll be able to filter by that. You'll be able to plug in your 10 guys or your 20 guys, your 100 guys, and actually only then see the tweets from your trusted sources on UEC. It's social networking. It's the internet. You guys know there's a lot of quote-unquote BS out there. So if I can sit there and filter by only the legit guys, only the guys I trust, so then when some egg with 2 followers starts bashing my stock, I don't panic because I don't see his, again, quote-unquote BS. I only see the legit information from the guys that matter. And there's a lot of guys on Twitter that move stocks. So maybe I've got the full fire hose running, looking for potential plays. But again, I don't necessarily want to see the guys yapping about this and yapping about that and yapping about the Kardashians. I can grab my list and actually only see the tickers from the legit traders that I trust. That is coming soon, very soon. So don't get too excited. But with me, I'll trade anything. I'll trade a uranium stock. I'll trade a potash stock. I'll trade a aluminum stock. I'll trade a cancer stock, anything. So what I want to know is price, volume, and momentum. So if it's in my price range, if it's got volume and it's up big on the day, I'm watching it. And we have that now. Then closing the loop. Again, my example of UEC. If I'm long this thing overnight, for instance, say I was long this tonight, it's Tuesday night, I'd have that feed up watching every tweet because I'm on the trigger finger. Same thing tomorrow morning. I take this thing overnight. I want to know what people are saying at 4 a.m., 5 a.m., 6 a.m. I don't want to have to be going to all these websites, going to Twitter, going to TweetDeck. I want it right here because you know what? If there's bad news on UEC, I want to hit my order box right here and I want out. Okay? Slick. Very slick. I can sit here on the sell button, waiting. And if it's taking profits or it's taking a loss, I can see the full-time feed right here. Awesome stuff nobody else has. So, and it's evolving. This is really stage one. It's going to get so much better. Last thing, and there's more, as Steve Jobs would say, is Stock Oracle. So what is Stock Oracle? It is our watch list building and plan building algorithm. Now, a lot of us are short on time, obviously. If I am, for years and years and years, I was a part-time trader. For 7 to 8 years, I owned a business and traded part-time. Now, I've now moved on to StocksToTrade and StocksToTrade Pro, which again, if you're curious about StocksToTrade Pro, that is real-time access to me, twice daily webinars, market open, market close, as well as twice weekly strategy sessions and a daily and weekly watch list. So a lot of content using StocksToTrade to actually trade with the platform to make consistent profits. Okay, we don't look for home runs. We don't look for ugly strikeouts. We look to generate profits each day. So if that's something you're interested in, again, email pro@stockstotrade.com and we can get you info. But it's exciting stuff, and it's actually, this most rewarding thing I've done in years. I'm having a great time with StocksToTrade Pro. So again, email us at pro@stockstotrade.com if you're interested. So Oracle is a great tool for both beginners and busy traders. And even if you've traded for years, if you are new to momentum stocks, okay, if you're buying and selling Microsoft, for 10 cents here and 10 cents there, you come to the momentum stock world and you now start seeing stocks go from $1 to $4 or $1 to $10 in a day. It can be a little overwhelming. How do you locate these stocks? How do you decide if they're the best ones of the day? So what Oracle does is each morning brings up and let me go full screen on this, brings up a curated list of the most potentially active stocks of the day. What it does is it looks at a bunch, it's basically a black box algorithm, which is cool, but it looks at the volume, the news, support and resistance levels, and it gives you a basket of 20 stocks to potentially trade that day. Because a lot of the new guys, or again, even if you traded, higher price stocks, slower moving stocks, it can be very overwhelming to come in the morning and look at, holy cow, this stock's up 100%, this stock's up 20%, this stock is up 200%, but there's only 1,000 shares traded. This is a $1 stock, this is a $20 stock. How do I determine which ones I can actually, in theory, trade? So Oracle compiles pre-market information and gives you a list of 20 stocks that it predicts as the most active of the day. Does that mean that all of these stocks are just money in the bank, easy longs, easy shorts? No. But it has been amazing to me to see what Oracle has done over the last couple months. I trade momentum stocks. I trade the most active stocks of the day. I do all my watch lists the night before or early in the morning. And every day, literally every day, 2/3 of the stocks that I screen for are on Oracle. It's almost bizarre at times because I've picked up this skill through the years from many traders how to find the most active stocks the next day. And I execute this. I build my watch list. I make my plans. I come in the next day. I launch Oracle. And it's like, oh, my stocks are on there. It's like, what the heck? Why am I spending hours doing this? Now, that being said, It doesn't mean that I can trade all 20 of these stocks and make $1,000 each and make $20,000 on the day. It doesn't work that way. But if you're, again, trying to get, versed on low price stocks, on momentum stocks, and you're like, there's 16,000 tickers out there. Where do I begin? Do I trade cheap ones? Do I trade expensive ones? Do I trade 10-cent stocks? Do I trade $3 stocks? How do I determine that? So what it does is it gives you a list of 20 stocks that it predicts as the most active on the day. You can see this is in pre-market. It's building data. This is the really, really slick thing, is then after market open, it now determines potential longs and short sells based on what these momentum stocks are doing. So a lot of information here. I understand, a lot of numbers, a lot going on here. But what I can tell you is you can see that RNVA, NRG, UVXY, MSTX, there is now an indicator that shows that these stocks are approaching key breakout levels. I've got CLSN highlighted here, and you can see that this stock is kind of mixed. It's kind of between a couple technical levels, but if this stock was pushing through to technical levels, you would see something similar to what I have on RNVA here. This stock is 1 cent away from a resistance level. That's telling me that this stock, again, 12-cent stock, just as an example, if you want to trade at 12 cent, you can, or you can trade a $15 or a $30 stock. But all of these stocks are approaching key technical breakout levels. I'll focus on longs in this webinar simply because you can see in the screenshot, none of these shorts are approaching breakdown levels. So what that tells me is even though it sees CLSN or BCEI or GIVO as potential shorts, they're not approaching levels, so those are just wait and sees. Again, even if you've taken 16,000 stocks down to 20, I can't trade 20 stocks at once. I can't, be honest, I can barely trade 4 or 5 stocks at once. I want 1 to 3 trades. So Oracle now is telling me, this is after the market open, these are 4 stocks that are approaching key breakout levels and they are potential buys. Then the nice thing, what's so great about it, is I have detailed support and resistance levels. So now once I enter this trade, say RNVA does what I want, it hits that a signal level on Oracle of 12 cents, you can see it's 1 cent away. It now gives me potential breakout levels for additions, if I want to add to my size or as profit goals. So now the trade plan is laid out for me. I also see key breakdown levels. So if the trade doesn't work, keep in mind, if you think every trade's going to work, you need to either open your eyes or do something else, okay? Trading is about losing. Trading's like baseball, okay? If you're awesome at hitting a ball, you're batting 300, okay? In trading, we kind of hope for a little higher ratio than 30%, but it's similar. Trading is a lot about misses, but you want to miss small and win bigger, okay? So what's great about Stock Oracle is it gives me the potential gains, the plan, and it gives me a stop loss. A lot of what beginning traders struggle with is, where do I exit? Where do I give up? Where is the point that I exit? So you can see that Oracle gives you predefined levels based on the algorithm that tell you when to exit. So if you buy this stock, you will see a breakdown level that tell you when to exit. So it won't do it for you, okay? It's not going to hold your hand. You still need to think for yourself. You still need to be self-sufficient. But if the trade doesn't work and it breaks down, you see plain as day Oracle telling you to exit, or you see it telling you to add to your profits, or you see, much like these other 3, 6, 8, 12 other stocks, they're just not ready yet. But you can come back at later in the day, whatever, and you will then see if they're approaching those levels. If you're a technical trader, it is great. and it's awesome to test strategy. Obviously, you can paper trade right from Oracle. So if you think you want to go long 10-cent stocks like RNVA because you think it's a valid strategy, you can experiment with that. And with one click, have your total view, have your order window, execute that trade with zero risk. Trust me, buying 10-cent stocks is very risky. Is it potentially profitable? Heck yeah. Have I made a lot of money buying 10-cent stocks? Heck yeah. Do a lot of guys make money? For sure. So it allows you to test it and have a trade plan. Last thing is you've got key support and resistance levels, as well as you can see in one click the volume on the day, the float. Float is hot right now. We target low float stocks. I mean, I go through this list and I see something with a 5 million float, I'm interested. A 3 million float, I'm interested. 300 million float, not interested in. You can also see the market cap, so you know that typically smaller market cap stocks will make bigger moves. So again, if you've got something, we don't have any real big ones, but a Nugget has $1 billion market cap, I'm not that interested in it. It's a triple leverage ETF, so it will move a lot. But if this was an actual company with $1 billion market cap, I'm not necessarily that interested. Then you can also see the short ratio, so all in one spot. So going to just kind of wrap up with a couple trades direct from Oracle from last week. I mean, it is exciting stuff. So SGYP, this is going back to last week, mid-January. You can bring up the chart, but Oracle told me there are two short sells as examples, but it gave me a level to short this basically when it went red on the day. My exit could have been lower, but I shorted it roughly at 639 and then covered at 609 when it told me that this stock was not going to break down. Now, obviously, it would have been great to cover at 580, but the interesting thing was the next Oracle level was at 575. So that told me that if this stock breaks down, pushes through 575, it could really, really work in my favor. So it gave me the plan. It said, wait for 575 to break down. It never did. Once it ground back, the next key level in Oracle was 606. It kept banging against 606 over and over and over again. Once it broke through 606, I covered at 609, made, 20, 30 cents a share, $260 gain. But what happened later in the day? This stock continued to grind and basically went back to break even. So the nice thing was Oracle made me patient to wait for the breakdown. And then when the stock was grinding back, it told me to exit for small profits. I mean, $260 is nothing exciting. I mean, I like $260. It's not like, but it's not like it's going to change my life. But the beauty of it is, it told me to exit when 606, when the stock broke through 606. So I'm not now becoming a bag holder. This stock grinds against me, and I'll tell you what, I'll take $260 profit way before a $260 loss. And that's what this stock did later in the day. Now, IDXG was great. This stock, it pulled really fast, fell through the Oracle level. I shorted in the 660s. It broke down. It told me to cover in the low or the high 590s. And then you see it fades all day. Look at that crack, baby. Cracks down. It was at a key Oracle level. I covered mainly because I was blown away by the profit. $1,200 in a couple hours. The initial entry was at 9:45. I was out before noon for plus $1,200. Low risk, easy trade, straight out of Oracle. I will take that every day, okay? Maybe if you're a big hedge fund manager and you're making $1 million a day, you're thumbing your nose at my $1,200. but this was straight out of Oracle, live streamed on Stocks to Trade Pro. Again, email pro@stockstotrade.com if you want, but I detailed this trade all day long in detail, all live, basically beginning to end with Oracle. So amazing stuff. And these are just two random trades that I took out of last Friday's live stream session with Stocks to Trade Pro. Between the two, roughly $1,500 in profits. And I mean, IDXG, I actually exited way early. This stock continued to fade. So I exited last at 487. Let's get a real-time quote on IDXG. The stock's at $4 today. So you can see that I shorted back back into this spike a couple days ago. But that is definitely the power of Oracle is, I exited my short sale at 487. That was last Friday. Today is Tuesday. The following Tuesday, this stock is at $4. That's another 87 cents of gain. So, in summary, is Oracle, going to hand you trades? No, but will it give you the 20 potentially hottest stocks of the day? Then soon after that, will it give you potential trade plans based on what those stocks are doing and give you guidance as to where and enter and exit? I as funny as this $200 gain on SGYP, I was almost more giddy about this because this thing kept banging 606, 606, 606, and then it finally broke through. I covered for small profits, and it ground up all day. So it's ironic that the small gain actually made me more excited about Oracle because it told me exit. It told me if 606 holds and it breaks through, this stock is going to run, and you need to exit your short sale. So those are just two of the examples. Basically, it's typically pretty evenly balanced depending on the market. You usually have roughly half longs, roughly half short sells. So again, if you're looking for, if you're a long bias trader, you can see, I've got half roughly that are long bias. I got half that are roughly short bias. So depending on what you want to do on the day, maybe you're looking at the overall market and it's weak on the day and you want to focus on shorts, it gives you a half a dozen or roughly half shorts. Or the market's booming and you're looking to buy momentum stocks, it gives you roughly half of the hottest momentum stocks in the day. So what is coming soon? We got a lot of amazing stuff. This is just the kind of longer tour of these three biggest features. If you're curious about more in-depth and live trading and paper trading, actually seeing me enter and exit trades, I do have a webinar coming up this week for that. So if you want to see the mechanics, actual execution with the paper trading module, that's coming soon, as well as an in-depth webinar specific to Oracle live. If you want to see those key levels and the real-time data feed, everything happening in Oracle and actually trading off of it. Okay, those two screenshots I showed you, how I decided where to enter SGYP and where I decided to enter IDXG, live, coming soon as well. Watch our YouTube channel for that. StocksToTrade.com or StocksToTrade YouTube, StocksToTrade /C/Stocks2Trade. Sorry, I'll link it up in the video, but I totally botched that. Anyway, watch our YouTube channel for that. As well as another coming soon. If you're new to Stocks to Trade or you're considering purchasing, I am going to do what I call a quote-unquote long-form epic webinar on all of the features of STT. What I would recommend is checking out orders.stockstotrade.com. Get the 7-day trial. All these webinars are coming. You'll be able to get in for $1. Check it out for 7 days. Watch these webinars, trade with Oracle, trade with Paper Trade, trade with Twitter integration, and see all these amazing things. And we're just getting started. When I look back on the last year, I am literally blown away at what we've accomplished and what we have done. And it's a snowball running downhill. The momentum is just getting started. So I'm so excited about this, guys. Again, check out orders.stockstotrade.com or just go to our webpage and you can buy from there. Get the $1 trial. If you're curious, hopefully you enjoyed this webinar. If you're curious about what I do each day, market open, market close, twice weekly 1 hour webinars. I'm about to do one right now as soon as I finish this. Daily watch list, weekly watch list with swing trades as well as day trades. Email me at pro@stockstotrade.com and we'll get you set up. So thanks a lot, guys. I hope my enthusiasm showed through. I love this product. The future it's got me super excited. This is probably the most excited any business project that I've been involved in my life. And get on board and you guys will love it. And look forward to working for you. So thanks a lot, guys, and we'll see you in future webinars.